Hello, good morning. Good morning, everybody. My name is Lisa Dublin. I am a health and life coach, and I help you to speak, to live, and to lead with confidence because why should you not win in life? And so, thank you for joining me this morning. I begin a brand new series called Start with Who You Are. This is for all those. If you are the person who has slipping boundaries, like you set boundaries in your romantic relationships, in your friendships, and they keep slipping, this series might explain why and how to correct it. If you are the kind of person who wants to live from your values but is not sure how, this is also the series for you. And if you're hearing noise in the background, it is because my dog just walked in. Okay, like why? I don't even sure why he does that. Tell me if you can hear me. Okay, I want to know. Just tell me how you are doing. Hi, if you're watching on Instagram, thank you for being here. And if you are on Facebook or on LinkedIn, or on YouTube, welcome. So I've decided to start going live from my YouTube channel, Lisa M. Dublin. So you can go subscribe and hit the hi Regina, good morning, and also hit the subscribe button so that you get notifications when I go live, when I post something, which is going to be often. You guys, I have a guest this morning, and I want to introduce you to this person. So, here is just a little bit about my guest this morning. Are you ready? And I hope you say hi to my guest. I will bring that person on in a while. So, I want to introduce you to this guest. This person has had a lot of highs and lows in life. This person has made some great decisions and also made some crappy ones. This person has fallen in love and fallen out of love. This person has good friends, fake friends, and frenemies. You know how we do. And this person, admittedly, has also been a good friend, has been sometimes a fake friend and a frenemy at times. This person, when that person is good, that person is brilliant. Okay. When this person is terrible, it makes you want to hide your face um, and not witness it. Okay. So, can I introduce you to my guest this morning? My guest is you. My guest this morning, that description, that introduction to my series, Start with Who You Are, is you. Welcome to your program. Hi, Brenda. How are you? Hi, Regina. Hi, Liz. Good morning to all of you this morning. That description that I just gave of a person who has had highs and lows, has been a good friend and not been a good friend, has had good friends and had frenemies, that person who's fallen in and out of love, that person who has made good decisions and crappy ones as well, it is me and it is you. And so this morning, I want to talk about reasons to love yourself. See how it could apply to anybody? And when you really think about it, I spoke about some very elemental things. Yeah, Brenda, I'm fine. Thank you so much for asking. I spoke about some very elemental things. And that person, if you take the time to find out more about yourself, is you. So let me ask you a question. Are you in love with yourself? Are you like happy that God made you you? Or you wanting maybe your body and a different face? You want maybe, I don't know, you don't like your voice. You wish you had another voice. You wish you were of a different race. You wish you had different hair. You wish, listen, what parts of you are you in love with this morning? Any parts? And it's going to be short this morning, trying to stick to time. But we want to look for reasons to love yourself this morning. And it's something that if we really take the time, and I hope you come along with me this month on this journey of meeting yourself again, meeting you, taking time to know who you are and to savor and marinate in the best of you. and the worst of you, and to know that it's okay. You are like everybody else, okay? I'm trying to share it on my screen this morning and not seeing the live coming up, but let's see if that is going to happen. I just wanted to share it. Okay, there we go. Give me 1 second. Let me share it to my page, Lisa M. Dublin. And yeah, we just did that. Okay, so it's on my page. Yeah, yeah. Oh my God, there we go. Yeah, let me share it. Okay. Oh, sorry about that, you guys. This is not gonna work. Yeah, I believe. Okay, sorry about that. Oh, I need to close this off now. Okay, there we go. Sorry about that. So, some reasons to love yourself. Let's get into it. Why do you love yourself? Why should you love yourself? Let me tell you some of the reasons. I don't know that I always loved myself. I think like I was more in love with other people when I was younger. Like other girls who were prettier. Oh my gosh, I used to stare at these girls like, oh, like they were so, oh my goodness. Like they were goddesses or something, and not taking the time to really do the work and love myself, and to realize that I was made different for a reason and it is okay. And sometimes when you get into this series is also for you, if you find yourself in the comparison trap, or if you find yourself jealous and envious of other people when they have it, things go well for them, and you find it very hard to get a congratulations out of you, this is the series for you. Because the thing is, if I love me, I can love other people. But the big question is, how do I love myself, and why should I? Here's the first reason: God made me. That's why I start. God made me. I'm good enough. No, this God of the universe, he made those big mountains, these lovely sunsets. And then he turned around and made somebody like me. I have to be good enough. I want to preface everything by saying I have come to the realization that loving yourself is a survival mechanism. It's why would you not, you are the best thing. I'm getting ahead of myself. That was my second point. But we're going to go there. Number 1, God made you. You're good enough. Is that enough of a reason for you? And I was giving a friend this analogy yesterday. You might have heard me say it before. Okay? The reason that I take solace and there's meaning to me loving myself because God loves me is because I didn't make myself, He made me. And if I have a BMW, I am going to go to the manual for the BMW for me to know how to treat it, how to make it work well, what it's about, because I will go to the maker of the thing. Because I believe God made me, what He says about me is the truth, and everything else is a lie. And if He took the time to put this being together and every other being, that means we're good enough. That's the first one. God, maybe I'm good enough. Okay? So there's that sense of here's what that does for you. When you believe, and you know how I love to say in the confessions, oh, I forgot to say them this morning, excuse me. I have nothing missing and nothing broken, doesn't mean that I'm perfect. It means that at a very elemental level, what God put together is okay. And when I make mistakes, when I mess up, make a fool of myself, put myself out there, be vulnerable, and get, it doesn't matter. Elementally, foundationally, God made me. I am okay. I hope I'm explaining it to make sense to you. You tell me, why is it okay for you that God made you? Is that enough for you? That's the first reason. That's the first reason you should love yourself. God loves you. God made you. You're good enough. Let's go. Okay? The second reason is that, listen, you are the best thing you have. Do you have anybody better than yourself? That is why I say loving yourself is, thank you, Brenda. Loving yourself is a survival technique. I might as well love me. That's who I have to deal with. When you have that kind of mindset, believe me, you begin to see yourself differently. If I start from, I better love me because I'm the best that I have, I don't have somebody else. Yeah, I made kids. Yeah, you might have a partner or not. Yeah, you have those people who are outside of you, but you are your best thing. It's a survival technique to be able to face the world from a sense of, I am my best thing, no matter what else anybody has. Try it. Stay there in that sense of marinate in it, in that sense of, I am my best thing. Okay, so that's the second reason. Listen, there's another reason. Do you know you can't be anybody else even if you try? You can't be anybody else even if you try. So why not just settle into loving yourself and looking around you to see the things that are good, the things that you can love, the things that you can make better, and just make a big thing about yourself, because you can't be anybody else. What happens is when you try to be somebody else, you're going to fail. You're going to be, what you call it, a pastiche. You're going to be a fake. You're going to be a fake of somebody else when you can be the real thing of yourself. How's that going to work? Many times we try to imitate people, not realizing that the way they show up and the things that they do, they come from their makeup, from their being. And so, while, for example, if you know the people I follow, you will see elements of them in my delivery, in the things I think and say. But ultimately, the entire package, the coordinates at which I meet and come together, are because of my unique experiences, likes, dislikes, etc. And me taking the time to say that who I am is okay. And it's enough to face the world. See what I mean? Hey, Sandra, how are you? Hi, Brandy, how are you? So that's another reason you can't be anybody else. So you might as well sit into yourself and love yourself up. Okay, people? Okay. Here's something else I've realized. So, of course, we all have our preferences. Okay. We have our preferences of what we want in a partner. Some people like short, some people like tall, some people like different races, some people like a kind of hair or not, all sorts of things. Do you realize that at the end of the day, taking care of yourself and being beautiful first starts from an acceptance of loving what you already have? It's when you love it that you want to take care of it. When you don't love it, you don't want to take care of it. When you love who you are, then you start to take care of yourself. You start to show up differently, even from, and it's not just like grooming, getting a haircut, getting your hair done, putting on makeup. No, it's a sense of who I am is so valuable that the value is going to show up in how I take care of it. And here's how the cycle goes, right? So I love myself. I think I'm valuable. I go out to doll up and to take care of what God has given me. Why is it then I show up more beautiful? You see how the cycle goes? Unfortunately, it also works the other way. I don't love myself. I don't think what God gave me is valuable. I don't like, if I don't feel that way, I'm not going to take care of it. I'm going to let people walk all over it. I mean, myself, you know what I mean, right? I'm not going to be particular to my feelings, my emotions, my wants, my desires. And because I'm not, then the value decreases and the cycle starts all over again. In the days ahead, I have a lot planned for us. This series, Start From Who You Are, is also meant for those people who, you know what you want but you have trouble asking for it. I'm going to teach you how, if you start from just spend time in valuing who you are, discovering that, it then doesn't become a matter of whether you reach out and say and ask for what you want. It just becomes a matter of how you do it, because you have to do it, because you starting from, this is who I am, some which what way, I've got to find a way to express it, some which what way. I'll do it scared, but I'll do it because who I am is important enough to let the world know about it. It's a lot to discuss, and we're going to go there this month, the month of July, with this series. Start with who you are. And so this last point is beauty comes from loving yourself. You put it together, and you dress it up, and you treat it nicely, and you end up showing beautiful, not because you starting from self-hate, but you starting from self-love. When you love it, then you this is what I have to work with. This is who I am. Okay, and I gotta change the fact that I have knock knees. And there's this sense of not taking yourself too seriously, because, yeah, you might have bad parts. Yeah, you might have parts that are not as beautiful as other people's, but it's okay because it's the entire mix. Let's say, for example, somebody has lovely toes. Okay? Do you realize if you want, and this is a ridiculous example, do you realize if you want somebody's toes, you have to get the rest of them and forget about you? God put the parts of you together for a reason. The good, the not so favorable, the not so palatable, all of it is that makeup called yourself. What I think is we spend so much time just marinating in other people's realities and their victory reels, as they, what do you call them, on, like the, everything just always looks so good. We spend so much time in other people's stories that we forget to spend time gilding and making ours the best thing that we have. So the invitation this month is to spend time with yourself. The invitation this month is to take some time every day to savor what God gave you. And when I do this exercise, especially with ladies, with females, we like to talk about all of the attributes we have, the attitudes. Yes, I one of my highest values is kindness. Okay? Kindness is one of my highest values. But that's not everything that there is to love about you. Yes, you love your attitudes, but listen, stop being fake modest. Fake modest is not appreciating even the outward beauty that you have. Spend time with that as well, because if God didn't mean it to be beautiful, He would not have made it. It's part of you, and there's nothing wrong in, as well as acknowledging your more saintly attitudes, also acknowledging the physical attributes about yourself that you like. It's okay. It's not proud. It's honest. I want to end with this story about there's this story about just being true and honest. True and honest doesn't mean just being able to acknowledge what's not so good about yourself. You also have to be able to acknowledge your wins, your victories, your good parts. That's part of it. And here's the story. So there was this very humble quarterback. I guess, I don't know, maybe somewhere in the States, whatever. And he was very humble all the time. And but apparently they had to go to court. And when he had to swear on the Bible to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, right? That is set on the other side with my blanket. My goodness. Okay. Anyway, let's go. And he did that. And so the first question that was asked of him was, "Are you the best quarterback in the state?" He squirmed, he looked around, and then he said, "Yes, I am." And afterwards, his mates were very surprised, and they asked him, like, "We've never heard you like boast openly before, about you being the best in the state or whatever. Why did you say it in court?" And he said to them, "Well, they asked me to say the truth, to say the truth about yourself." So saying the truth is not simply acknowledging the bad. It's also acknowledging where to pat yourself on the back, and to be able to acknowledge the good things about yourself, not just the attitudes. I want you to take time today, look in that mirror and see what you like. That's also important. Now, of course, we do know that we do have people on the other side who, for a lack of self love, they cake it. they cover it up, right? We'll go into that as well. But I'm talking about just going from good to great and looking at yourself as a whole person, enjoying yourself and looking at the best things about you, thanking God for it, knowing that you are enough no matter what anybody says. God made you, God does not make mistakes, and God doesn't make ugly. No, He doesn't. He just doesn't. Okay? We make ourselves unfavorable, unpalatable, unpleasant with our attitudes and with the things that we do to ourselves, but God does not make ugly. That's for sure. Okay, we're going to end today. Join me tomorrow. We'll continue the discussion. The topic this month is start with who you are. This is for people with slipping boundaries, people who have trouble perhaps asking for what they want, not because they don't love themselves, but because um there's just a disconnect with the discomfort of, I'm going to ask for something, somebody's going to feel bad, but you have to weigh that against the fact that this is who I am, and if that comes through so solidly, even though it's uncomfortable, you are going to go ask for what you want. We're going to get there this month. Stick with me and join me tomorrow same time for another discussion. Bye everybody.